Hello, I'm Michelle and today I've got for you a movement story, so something a little bit different to what we've done before, and it's to do with the story of the gunpowder plot for bonfire night, so in keeping with the season. And what we're going to do is we're going to act out kind of some of the movements along to the story. We've got some music as well to help kind of create the atmosphere, so we'll get started with that. So if you find yourself a comfortable chair, so come and sit comfortably. So imagine we're going back to 1605, okay? So we're going to start with Guy Fawkes. So he was the main kind of the main person involved in the plot. So you might have seen images of Guy Fawkes, of what he looked like. So we're just going to imagine. So if you bring your hands up onto your head, so we're going to kind of trace the shape of the hat. So the hat that he wore went straight up and across like that. So we'll just draw the shape of the hat a few times. Okay, up and across. And then he also had a wide rim of his hat. So let's draw the rim. So bring your hands in front of your face and imagine the rim of the hat, a nice big hat going round. And your hands can go as far as they can. They might not quite touch. They might do, but they might not, and that's fine. So we'll trace the rim of that hat. So we'll do that a few times. So again, bring your hands to the front of your face, bringing your hands wide around, imagining the rim of the hat, just back to wherever feels good for you. Okay, and we'll do that one once more. So imagine that wide rim of Guy Fawkes' hat. Okay. And then, so it's almost like a witch's hat, but it goes straight up and across. You're probably familiar with it. And he also had a feather. So imagine you've got a feather in one side that comes up and around like that. Okay, and let's pretend we've got one on the other side. I think there's normally just one on one side. We'll do the feather on that side, and again, that feather coming up and over, and on that side, up and over. Okay, and also in a lot of the images, he wears kind of a long cape. So imagine that you're tying up your cape. So you've got, you know, the pieces of string to tie up your cape here. So you're doing your bow on your cape, so you can look up slightly towards the top of the wall as you tie up your cape, and then we're going to trace the shape of the cape down. So trace it down to the floor. Okay, and we'll do that again. So just imagine Guy Fawkes tying up his cape, looking up towards the ceiling, and then the cape falls down towards the floor. And then once more, tie up your cape, look up towards the top of the wall, and let your cape flow down like that. Brilliant. So the whole plot was about trying to blow up the Houses of Parliament. Okay, so let's imagine the Houses of Parliament. So try and think how wide. So the Houses of Parliament, super wide, super long building. Okay, so again, so trace the wide building of the Houses of Parliament. Again, it might be an image you're familiar with, you might not, and that's fine. So it's a very wide, long building, just like that. Brilliant. And also, a feature of the building is Big Ben. Okay, so we can imagine that we're Big Ben. So it's got a kind of pointy top like that. Okay, so we're going to sit nice and tall in our seat, roll your shoulders back, and then shoot your hands up to make the shape of Big Ben, and you can look up as well towards those fingers, okay? And then bring the hands down, and we'll do that once more. So again, make the top shape of Big Ben, sit up tall, shoot up through the hands, and then come wide, okay? And say one more time, let's pretend with the building of Big Ben. So yeah, hands come together there, and shoot the hands up to the top. And you can look up towards your fingers as well. And then bring the hands wide. Okay, brilliant. So next, we're going to imagine the barrels of gunpowder. So there were 36 barrels of gunpowder that Guy Fawkes and his gang planted underneath the Houses of Parliament. So The first one we're going to do is just pretend to be a barrel. So imagine those barrels of gunpowder. So we're going to kind of, you know, get as close, kind of creep your body up into a small kind of barrel shape. So you're going to gently curve round, curve with the spine. You might want to come and rest on your elbows here, and that's a nice kind of barrel shape with your head hanging down. Okay. So you can stay there, that's great. Some people might want to bring it a little bit further and kind of curve down towards, bring their hands towards their legs, their feet, and let their head hang there. So wherever you are, just imagining that curved shape of the barrel, and then, you know, the curved shape of the back as well. So your spine is kind of making a similar shape to the sides of the barrel. So you might be here, or you might be here. So just take a couple of moments to pause here and breathe. Okay. And then nice and slowly you can roll up out of the barrel. So each vertebrae of the spine at a time, nice and slowly. And then your shoulders come up, and lastly your head comes up. Okay, so we come out of the barrels now. And now we can imagine the circle shape on the top of the barrels. So let's have a go at drawing the circle shape on top of the barrel. So let's bring our fingers, let's point up towards the sky. And then we can do circles, nice big circles round, and we can come down a bit as well. To this, you know, your fingers might be able to meet at the bottom there. Yeah. So let's do that again. So shoot the fingers up and draw the circle shape at the top of those barrels. So there were 36 barrels that they'd hidden underneath the Houses of Parliament. So up once again, trace round, draw the circles of those barrels. Right, we'll do one more, okay? So shoot the fingers up and trace the circle shape at the top of the barrels till they meet at the bottom, okay? Next, we're going to carry on with the circle shape. So bring your knee up and see if you can do little circles with your knees, okay? So again, we're kind of drawing the circle, the top of the barrels with the knees. Okay. So we're doing it outwards for this movement, and then bring your foot down. Okay, and now we're going to move on to the other side, so bring that other knee up, and we're just doing some nice gentle circle movements. You might start off with quite small circles, and they can get gradually bigger and bigger. So we're going outwards for this one. Okay? Okay, and last one, and then we're going to lower that leg down. Okay, so next time we're going to keep with the circles on the knees, but we're going to move them the other way round, so inwards this time. So bring the knee up, and we were going out, so now I had to think about it then, so we're going to do the circles inwards, yeah? Yeah, that's right. Okay. So you're drawing circles with your knees. You might want to start quite small and they could get bigger, but it just depends what feels good for you and your hips as well. So drawing the circles inward with that knee. Okay. And then let that knee drop down. And then we're going to bring the other knee. So the fireworks sounds have started. You might be able to hear them in the background. So again, drawing circles with the knee inwards this time. And they can get slightly bigger as you draw more circles. Okay. Good. So a couple more. There we go. And bring that leg down. Okay, so now we're just going to imagine the curved sides of the barrel. So bring your hands kind of face to face at the top, yeah, and then trace that curve down, yeah, and just go down as far as this is good for you. Don't go too far. So again, trace your hands up and do the curved barrel. Okay, And again up to the top and curve the sides of the barrels. There we go, all the way down. And we'll do one more. So again, get that nice curved shape of the barrels all the way down. Okay, and so for the last movements we're going to do, we're going to pretend to be the fireworks that are kind of let off in memory of this part of our history. So the barrels full of the gunpowder that we've just been tracing the shapes of, they were all discovered, the 36 barrels. So the Houses of Parliament, you know, are still standing today, and the plot to blow up King James I and the Houses of Parliament failed. So Guy Fawkes and his gang of men were arrested and executed, okay? But, so what we do today is we have the fireworks and we have the bonfire, and it's to remember that time in our history. So let's imagine we can do the fireworks kind of setting off with our hands. So if you bring your hands to a fist like that, I'm going to stretch out your fingers, and that can be one firework going off, and then try it with the other hand, stretch out those fingers, yeah, and that's like one firework going off there and there. Okay, brilliant. Okay, so we can do a firework, let's try one up high. Let's do a firework up high and another one up high, do a couple more up high. And we can do some fireworks out to the side, so stretch out the fingers to the side. And we can do them down low as well. And then back to the middle. Okay, so next time you do a firework, so you stretch out your fingers, see if you can bring your knee up as well, okay? So there's a firework there. That's it, so stretching out the fingers as the knee comes up. Okay, we'll start again at the top and coming down. Okay. And we'll do it once more. So at the top, we do the fireworks, coming out to the side, getting your knees up. Just warming the hips up there as well. Okay. Brilliant. And so for the last one, we're going to imagine a firework, so kind of shooting up towards the sky. You can trace your fingers, look up towards those fingers as they come round and down. And again, imagine another firework shooting up to the sky and lighting up the sky. Okay, and last one, so a firework shooting up and lighting up the sky. There. Okay. Brilliant. So that finishes our kind of Guy Fawkes and the gunpowder plot inspired movement. And for this week, I hope you have a great bonfire night. Enjoy it. Enjoy the fireworks and the sparklers if you've got any of that going on. So thanks for joining, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.